Welcome to week 1 of your learning section. Today we are going to cover safety, the most important part of this. First of all, consult a doctor. If you have any underlying health issues, you should be consulting a doctor before you start any sort of fasting program. Listen to your body. There's only you know how you feel on the inside. Don't continue to follow a program that me or anybody else out there has given you if you feel unwell. Eating enough. Now, I don't usually encourage calorie counting. However, in the first week or two of following this new lifestyle, you might want to track your food just to make sure that you're eating enough. Now, there's a common mistake that people make is thinking that they need to fast and eat in a major calorie deficit. This ends up being counterproductive. What happens is you go without food all day, and then when you do eat, you don't eat enough food, so your body adapts to that and it drops your metabolism, meaning it can run on less. Now what happens when you are fasting, when you're going through the periods of time where you aren't eating, is your body will start to burn less calories, which means it will burn less fat. So it does end up being counterproductive. And I see a lot of people making this mistake. I've had clients who've made this mistake. Now, just trust me on this one. Make sure you are eating till you're full and satisfied. It is very hard to overeat on 1 or 2 meals per day. Eat the right foods. Why would you go all day without eating food? And then when you do start to eat food, you binge out on crap. Your body is made up of every single thing that you eat. So when you are fasting especially, why not fuel it with the right foods? Salt and electrolytes. So salt, believe it or not, is actually very important for our body to be able to function. It's important for blood pressure, for nerve and muscle function. Now when we fast, our body actually gets rid of excess water. When it gets rid of excess water, the kidneys flush out excess salts. Now, if you're somebody who's drinking a lot of water throughout your fast, your body's not going to be holding on to that water, and it's going to flush out even more salts. Now, some people do like to supplement with electrolytes. Some people like to put a little bit of salt in their water. I know I do if I'm doing a long fast and I go and use the sauna. I'll be putting like half a teaspoon of Himalayan salt into a 2-litre bottle of water, and I'll kind of drink that throughout my sauna. What I would just recommend is salting your food. Salting it probably at the end of cooking, and salt it to taste. And yeah, if you feel like you're getting any sort of cramps or anything, if you're feeling quite lightheaded and stuff throughout the fast, maybe you are missing some salts. Take a break. Like anything in life, when we practice something excessively, results may start to slow down. You then might kind of get bored of it, or you might think, oh, I'm not making any progress, so you end up just stop doing it. Now, it's important to know that this is actually a lifestyle, and you can have a day off here and there. You can have time off when let's say you're going on holiday or you're going away for the weekend and you want to enjoy the local delicacies. You've got to incorporate this into your life. Now, my only advice is, if you do that, let's say you go away, don't just go away for 2 weeks and just binge out on food for the 2 weeks. Incorporate some fasting into that holiday. Don't go more than 2 or 3 days without doing just a little bit of fasting. And you'll be surprised on how easy it is to kind of incorporate this into your life. Once you start doing this, once you practice this more regularly, it just becomes a way of life. For the women, so if it is your time of month and you are struggling to fast, or you just don't feel well, again, take a break. Maybe that could be taking a break from fasting altogether, or let's say you're practicing you regularly practice 20-hour fasts. It could mean just doing a 12 or a 16 for that week that you are going through that time of the month. If your cycle actually becomes irregular, then I think you're probably missing something from your diet, or you're practicing too intensely, or you're not eating enough. In which case, again, take a break, and you may even want to consult a doctor.